son of a bitch.
That's right. Here we are. Hey everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online Episode 3, C.A.R.D Revolution. Let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Let's see if I can memorize these character names. Nice ass shot of Ray's there. I saw that portrait. It's just like, what's her name? Viviana or whatever the hell she's called. I noticed, I think, yeah, they don't actually show all the characters, do they? That intro only shows like a few of them. I don't think they actually introduce all the characters because I didn't see one for Viviana there. I just caught that. We'll go right back into where we left off on the video last time as soon as this is over because it's on a playlist. And you know, YouTube saves your spot on a video you've been watching, so. Interesting poetry they put in there. Wonder if the meaning of it will become clear as we keep going. Alright, so here's where we left off. We did the homework help quest. We're gonna do another one. But we had to do some... The player had to do some deck building because the default deck ain't gonna cut it anymore. Mostly because we're now being required to use other characters. So you have to make a new deck for the character that you're being forced to use. In this case, Viviana. So the player had to make a deck for her because she's required for the next mission. And check the volume. Yeah, that's good. Also, I've readjusted my volume settings. Hopefully they're better now because there were times... Yeah, see, that dude wasn't in the intro either. What's his name? Teifu. Yeah, he was not in the intro. Or it was Viviana, right? Yeah. Yeah, neither of them, or what's... Kilria? Kilria wasn't there either. It's like... They just showed like the first three characters from both sides. The hero and dark side. I wonder when... I'm really curious to see when we're gonna see Orland. Because, you know, the prologue that we played in episode 2, the DLC quest, implies that they're, you know, they were like best friends. They both wanted to be heroes. And like 11 years later now, Break is seemingly a villain because he's on the dark side. Orland's nowhere to be found. It's the suspense though, right? So it makes it, what hooks you in to want to watch the story. Or play through the game. Some of the best deck editing music ever. Here we go. Sighting 2, Tenor Sinus, Repair Work 1, at Tower of Calum. Where are we going? Monument Watch at Lupus Silva. We're going somewhere else. She's saying something new. Viviana said, "Hey, LPA." What did she say? I think she said, "You won't believe this. This is terrible." Why is Mamoru with the arcs? Oh. Man, I haven't had an argument like that in years. What is with her anyway? What? Do I know her? Ha! I would never associate with someone who ran away from the HTC. Enolis says, hey, Commander, deploy me someplace together with Crans next time. Implying the team battle mechanic that's gonna come into play soon. He told me he'd protect me. He said he's stronger than he looks. I want to have him protect me. Okay. Enolis wants to be cuddled. Help me out here. Help me out here. Does she have a crush on him or she just wants to feel protected? She's like, help me out here. I'm trying to get laid, alright? Like, be my wingman. Come on. I don't know. Repair work 1, I guess, is what we're doing. Alright, the player actually scrolled down here, so let me see what it says. Repair work 1 from the government. Mission is to restoration work on the aging tower of Calum has begun. We must consider the possibility of ARC's interference in this project. So we'd like you to head to the site and ensure that work proceeds smoothly. That was an edit there. LPA and that other channel, that other long play channel we've seen, they're pretty good at doing very subtle edits to keep the videos flowing smoothly. It's not like all the time, but you know, they trim out the fat for sure. Ooh. Well, this is a fancy tower. It's like an elevator that just goes around this tower. Crans versus Endu. Hey, they're quite smart to lie in wait for us.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, suck it, Endu. You want a bop? Let's go. Oh, he gets to go first. It says attack first, but you're not even allowed to attack if you're the first person to go, so it should actually just say, you know, start. That fucking voice, man. This game just has music that fluctuates in volume. Like, this music is just way quieter than the one at the beach yesterday. At the beach, I looked back at my video and the music at the beach was like so loud. And then this one is like kind of like that first level we did, which is why I had raised the volume so much higher in the first place.
Change dice.
Oh, no BS, I mean. I guess I'll just pay attention to the volume with the sound effects instead. Alright, we've gotten the gist of the battles, the flow of card battles in this game, so I'm gonna start fast forwarding through them. I am mostly just here to watch the story, because I'm not interested in the combat system, as I've mentioned plenty of times before. So I'll put it at 1.5 speed for now. Maybe increase the speed more later if the battles become more drawn out. Which it looks like, looking at the chapters bar down here, it looks like they're going to get longer. But yeah, I'll just fast forward through the battles a little bit.
Defense.
I'm here for the story and the cutscenes.
Change dice.
I didn't think the music was gonna pick up, even without fast forwarding. All right.
Set.
Well, now it sounds even better. At 1.5. Kind of a bop. Move.
Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense.
I like how the background is changing the higher we go up on the elevator. It's not static. It actually gives you the feeling that you're moving.
Defense.
That you're going up higher, you know?
Draw.
I'm sure there's a limit though, of course, because
Change.
it's not like there's a timer on the battle, so...
Defense.
Broke his weapon.
Change. Dice. Set. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Dice. Set.
Sniper works from 3 blocks away, apparently.
Action.
Which it, you know, stands to reason. It should.
Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Dice. Set. Action.
He's not moving. He's hunkering down, man. He's locked in. He ain't moving from that spot.
Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Dice. Set.
He fucking machine gunned him down. I didn't think we were gonna see him get destroyed like that. Like, finished off that way. Here it comes. Got his ass.
Son of a bitch.
Endu's deck was called Ultimate Number 1. We appreciate your hard work. Thanks to you, we can safely continue the project. We'll be sure to call on you again when we need your services in the future. Development Division. We got cards floating in that thing. I like how this player just made the default Humar. They basically just made Ash from episode 1 and 2. I might as well just call it Blue Burst, but you know. They're running around aimlessly right now. Fucking lost, bro. I don't know what they're doing. About to switch chapters, so I'm not speeding it up yet, but I was about to though. I was like, what the hell's this dude doing? Monument Watch? Or no, Sighting 2 it said on the chapter down here. At Tenor Sinus. This time we've received reports that a suspicious figure has been spotted in Tenor Sinus. Uh-oh, hella sus. Considering the events in Via Tubus last time, we'd like you to do something we can't read because this guy's not gonna scroll down. Rufina. Again. Gonna fight Rufina. Yeah, see here the music's hella fucking loud. Also the sound of the ocean is insanely loud too. Good thing I turned it down. Kranz versus Rufina. He says, I'm glad I came as an escort. Which is too bad for you. You son of a bitch! Talking shit? Players going first. Alright. Took double speed for this one. By the way, I don't know when YouTube did this, but there's up to 4 times speed now too. Look at this. Like, holy shit, dude. But that's too fast. There is such a thing as too much, you know? It'll make it too just weird and anticlimactic at that point. Even double speed is pushing it, you know? But also, I think going back to the YouTube change, I don't know when that happened. It could have happened a long time ago, and I was just like one of the last people to notice it, because nobody really said anything when I brought it up one time to a group of friends. But I also think it's, from what I've seen on my No, you can't even do it on the phone. It's PC only. But what I saw one time when trying to increase the speed, like a week ago,
Change.
it said it had a little red P saying it was like, it was implying that it was a feature for premium accounts only because I have YouTube Premium. So I was like, oh, has this always been a thing for premium members? If it is, I still didn't notice it for a long time because I've been a premium member for almost a year now. So, and I barely found this feature like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. I wonder what it's for though. I can't understand shit at such a high speed. Like, I don't know how you could even understand what the hell happened in a video without subtitles if you're playing it at 4 times speed. That's like insane. I tried it, trust me. Like, I was like, I can't understand shit of what these people are saying. I gotta slow it down. I do use 1.5 in double speed a lot though for the longer type videos that I do watch.
Change. Defense. Change. Place. Set. Action. Defense.
I think I mentioned this last time we did a walkthrough of the game. I can't remember what game it was, but every time we do walkthroughs, I tend to get tired and sleepier a lot sooner and faster since I'm not actively actually playing the game myself, you know? So that's why I'm yawning quite a bit. Didn't happen so much last night, since I had...
Defense.
Last night I started with episode 1 and 2 and did some grinding to 200 with Lantis. So I was more engaged in talking to somebody and we were playing a game, and then I switched over to this and that high energy still carried over, right? And I sort of unwound over time while watching this. But here, since I just started right off the bat today with just this, I'm like already in a perma-relaxed state. Like this.
Action. Defense.
Luckily, I'm not like tired to the point where I'm like, oh my god, I can't watch this right now, or can't comment like I'm doing right now, obviously, or read the lines since there's no voice acting in this game.
Change.
I'm just sort of relaxed, you know.
Defense. Change. Place.
I have to wonder what it was about this time period. At this exact, I said this before several streams ago now. At around the same exact time that this game came out, Kingdom Hearts had released, well, I think at this point they had already released Kingdom Hearts 2, maybe. I'll have to check. But right before that, between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, they released Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance, which was an action card game. Like, it retained the action elements from the first Kingdom Hearts, and obviously the second. Like, it was still an action game, but it had a card game gimmick attached to it. You know, kind of like this. So this is a turn-based card game. That was an action card game. I hated both. I do not like dealing with cards. Like, I just don't care for it, you know what I mean? And I hated that they remade Chain of Memories for the PS2 shortly after, called Chain of Memories, and it retained the same exact battle system. They probably just didn't want to piss off the fans of the original, you know? They wanted to make it a true... They wanted the remake to stay true, right? So they kept the same card battle mechanic system, and they even updated it and gave it a slight touch-up. Not too many new extra features, but some. And it was fully 3D, obviously, instead of like an isometric sort of top-down, because it was on Game Boy Advance before. And that honestly made it much easier for me to play it. I played both. I forced myself, to play the original Game Boy version. But I played on emulator and I used cheats. I didn't give a shit. And then the PS2 version, I also used, I think, Action Replay or Game Shark, because again, I just didn't want to be bothered. And even playing both versions of the game with cheats, I enjoyed, oh, there she goes. Even playing both versions of the game with cheats, I found the PS2 version to be much easier. I feel like just being able to move the camera around in a full 3D environment, and also the attack animations being so much like the first Kingdom Hearts game, it just, for the enemies and the character, and the way you can move. The hitboxes, I thought the hitboxes were bullshit in the original Chain of Memories on Game Boy Advance. And obviously on the full 3D PS2 remake, the hitboxes were just like in the first Kingdom Hearts because it was on PS2, you know, same exact sort of character models and everything. That's probably why it was easy for them to remake it. They just took assets from from, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, basically. They took assets from those and just, they just brought up, you know, they just had to create like Castle Oblivion and that's it. But anyway, I digress. What I was saying is that I found it much easier to play the game with or without cheats. Like, I feel like the PS2, the Chain of Memories is definitely way easier than Chain of Memories. So I enjoyed it slightly more, but it's still fucking card games. I was just like, oh my god, it's so annoying. Like, the rules that you have to play by in that game, like, I was like, why? My first thought back then as a kid was just like, why can't this just be like, you know, I wish it had been like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. But yeah. Oh, but my original point was to say, I wonder what was going on during that time period that, like, I guess Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon trading cards, like, I guess all that shit was taken off so much that maybe that's why video game companies just decided to cash in on that craze, you know? Because it coincidentally, yeah, that was my original point before I started rambling and ranting about how much I don't like card games again. My original point was to say that it's kind of interesting to see that all these different, well, at least two video game franchises that I got into at that time period in the early 2000s both decided to pull out to put out a card game, you know, and to put a card game into their franchise as a sequel, or whatever, at around the same exact time period. It's kind of interesting to see that. There she goes.
Son of a bitch.
Rufina down. That had to be it though, because in the early 2000s and late 90s, Pokemon trading card games, or yeah, Pokemon trading cards and Yu-Gi-Oh were definitely like a huge thing. At least like I couldn't hear people shut up about it back when I was in school at that age. So yeah, I think that's definitely what it was. There's just people couldn't shut up about card games back then. And funny enough, I'd never heard of Magic the Gathering, even though it's been around just as long, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, though, I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I think that's definitely why Kingdom Hearts released a card game, and at the same exact time almost, these guys released a card game, Phantasy Star Online, you know? Just glad Final Fantasy didn't. It would appear that the Arcs was trying to plant some sort of device in Tenor Sinus for unknown reasons. We believe we can extract some clues from the information you discovered. Good work. Security Division. Security! Welcome home, LPA. Same spiel, isn't it? Yep. Intense battles, yada yada. I'm actually... If he starts running around aimlessly again, I must speed it up. The chief says, nice work, LPA. Natasha had to Natasha had to compliment me again. God, this guy is so... He's got his head up his own ass. We're grabbing so much of the spotlight off that old hag. I think she's starting to realize her time is up around here. Jesus, what the hell do you have against her? It's just a matter of time before I take that old hag's place. Gahaha! That sounds like an asshole. I've got a pretty weird mission from the government for you. Oh yeah? You shouldn't have any problems with it, LPA. So try to just whiz through it, okay? Oh, but don't take that to mean you can slack off on the job. Karen has the mission details for you. Karen was right about this idiot. He's a fucking douchebag and an idiot. The quest called out has been added. You've got some more members now, too. Go greet them, okay? You can now use the story character card Orland. There we go. And I was just asking about him too.
Dylan!
Orland.
You son of a bitch.
And you can now use the story character card Guy Killed? Some guy got killed, I guess. Can I use the the story character card Relmitos? That's a lot of new characters. That might be the last set of yeah, that might be the last set of new characters from this point on. Karen says, good afternoon, LPA. Starting with this mission, Orland, Guy Killed, and Relmitos will be deployable as team members. They're in the central control room, so why not have a chat with them? Now, your mission. She's confused. Well, this request is something of an enigma. All it says is deploy Silver. That sounds like a trap, like somebody wants to set her up basically, or lure her into something. The goal is unknown. The client's name isn't written here. That's definitely a trap. That's hella sus. That's a trap for Silver. There aren't any further instructions either. What could this be? A pretty obvious trap? Well, it's from the government, so I guess we'll just have to do it. It's probably not from the government, actually. Jesus, these people have no fucking, like... I don't even know what to call it, but, like, they have no instinct for this. Like, you don't even think that's slightly suspicious. That's hella shady, dude. Like, what is this?
You suck!
Oh god, here we go with the endless wandering. The fuck is that? It had arms and legs, but it looked just like the little flying drones that we saw in the intro. When you start a new game on the hero side and it says Pioneer 2 21 years later or whatever. Called out from Anonymous. Mission says, I've heard that there's a woman named Silver among the hunters. I'd very much like to meet her. Please come see me and come alone. Lupus Silva seems to be close to the central dome. So we finally have some proper geography for the events of episode 1 and 2. It was right there on the tip of that continent there. Yeah, you can see the central dome in that picture. So south of there is where Olga Flow. Yeah, okay. Well, the game spoils itself because it already told us our opponent is Break. So clearly Break wants a rematch against her and it's gonna talk some shit about her sister probably to fuck with her head. Here we go. I wonder if they're doing the side quests off stream. Skipping them. We're actually at Central Dome. Oh baby, it's raining. Silver versus Break. Break says you have come. Yeah. What of it? Well, there's not going to be any dialogue in the middle of the fight, so, again... Time to chug some H2O in the meantime. Make sure to stay hydrated, y'all. Rappy, man. Also, we got Al Rappies again.
Change. Events. Change. Price. Set. Action. Events. Change. Events. Change. Price. Set. Action. Events. Change. Events. Change. Price. Set. Action. Events.
Holy shit. 2 and 1.
Change. Events. Change. Set. Action. Events. Change. Change. Price. Set. Action. Defense.
Oh, he's so close to being dead. Take him out. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't AoE, that's right. I realized too late he was gonna die. Here it comes.
Son of a bitch.
It's very well done victory music. It makes it easy to like really feel like you did it, you know? I only think of Lantis now. What was this deck called? Revert? I think of Lantis in that emote. A hype. Soniti! That's what that mag looked like? Oh, I heard the name of that mag. It was in episode 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure all the cards are enemies and equipment from episode 1 and 2. I'm about like 99.99% sure there's nothing new in this game. It's just all the equipment and enemies from the last game got turned into cards, and that's it. There could be some new things though. The Yasmin Kov, I heard of that. The Durandal, yep. That being said, this is my first time seeing some of this equipment. I've only seen their names, but not actually like what they look like on the Affinia wiki. Oh, we got another anime comic book manga style cutscene between Silver and Break again. Silver says, it's time for you to explain what you said last time.
You bastard!
About Sophia. How do you know about my sister? My missing sister. Break says, so it's true. I'd heard rumors, but... Oh, she lost her memory. Is that what he said? You've lost your memory, haven't you? Silver says, I remember just fine. Also, since they still mass through this text pretty fast, like when we're in back on Pioneer 2, I'm just gonna do this. Make it a little easier for me to not miss the pauses. It was you. You took my sister with you. She never came back. Where did you take her? Craig says, so you really don't remember. Where did she go? Hard to believe you'd be the one asking me that. Silver says, like, confused. Craig says, I don't have any idea where she went.
Come on, dude, bullshit.
That's what I'm trying to find out. Silver says, so you did take her away.
You bastard!
Where did you take Sophia? Where is my sister?
You son of a bitch!
Break says she was the only one who knew of that place. I was hoping you knew, but your memory... Allow me to answer your original question. How do I know your sister? You, Sophia, and I. Excuse me. We work together as a team. Silver says, what? What? Well, that's a...
Surprise, motherfucker.
Break says, it seems that your memory is quite jumbled. I wonder how much you do remember. Silver says, we were a team? Having headaches, clutching her head, Cloud Strife style. You can't possibly expect me to believe such nonsense!
Bullshit!
Basically. Break says, I've been worried about you ever since. I had to. You were worried about her, but you've attacked her twice now. That day, I had to plunge it. The hell? Did he stab her? Oh shit. These manga panels that definitely look like that's what happened, like he stabbed her. I had to plunge it directly into your heart. Damn! That's a bit odd. Why did it crack her clothes? Do you see that? Look at the panel here. It looks like as if he'd stabbed like a piece of concrete on the floor. There's like a crack coming out of her clothing there where he stabbed her. Directly into her heart. They're gonna leave us hanging on that?
Bullshit!
What the fuck?
You suck!
They left us on that. Wow. The cliffhangers. Thanks, game. Keep you hooked, man. It's to keep you doing more tedious, boring card battles. Like, you want to find out what happens next? What he didn't say? You gotta keep playing the fucking game. And I'm just like... Fuck! The chief says, I've never been so insulted in my life! Well, I just hit the sound effect, but... Fuck! That weird mission we got came from the Arcs. They hacked our computers. Yeah, I could have told you that. In fact, I did. I was like, that was obviously a trap. I knew something was up with that mission. Okay? I knew it from the start.
Bullshit!
Wow, this guy is such a... They really made me mad. Who do they think I am, anyway? If this ever happens again, you're fired, okay? Fired! How the fuck did I have anything to do with that? Why is he blaming us now?
You bastard! Son of a bitch!
Says you got that, LPA? Oh, my head hurts. I must have overdone myself while celebrating yesterday. Got too drunk? You're hungover? You're still blaming us. We got some excellent food and drink from our home planet, Coral. I guess the Coral government realizes that I'll be boss here soon.
Bruh.
This guy is such a prick. So they must be trying to curry my favor now. Gahahaha! Ow. By the way, I got a request from a friend of mine in development. They're kind of short on people, so they wanted to help them out a bit. Try not to ruin my reputation, okay? Ugh, I need to rest. This guy can eat shit and die as far as I'm concerned now. He's a piece of shit. The quest called again has been added. First called out and now called again. The quest tower check has been added. Development 1. I don't think they're doing side quests off stream because their card level would be much higher, I would think. Karen says, "Good afternoon, LPA. I'll brief you on your mission." Maybe it's two different like counters to launch side quests and main quests or something. Because I never see them listed when he goes to start a mission. Karen says, "This job comes from the development division. They're debating possible locations for future development on Regal now. But the arcs are becoming a major nuisance for them these days. So they'd like you to help out with their expeditions. We'll be counting on you out there. Principal Dole Gryzen has direct command of the development division. And it seems like they're eternally overworked and understaffed. Rumor has it, though, that they're so stuffed with bureaucracy that nothing ever actually gets done over there. Sounds like Congress. I mean, come on. They made that one too easy. They were clearly doing a commentary on, you know, the bureaucracy, the hellhole of bureaucracy that is like any major country's government. Karen says, I wonder which story is true. All the red tape. Called again. Mission from Lura. They're not even disguising it anymore. It's not even anonymous. It's literally one of the enemies, an ARCS member, which we've defeated her several times, saying, you know, get out here and fight. I want to fight. This takes place in Malay Venti. That's a new place. So it says, from Lyra. Mission says, I apologize for the rush, but could you come as quickly as possible? I am in serious trouble.
Oh, shit!
Obviously another trap. Oh. Franz is gonna go take her out. Alright. Franz versus Lura. Lura says, Teehee, this is called a sneak attack.
Bruh.
Setting up an obvious trap? Really?
You suck!
Sure. Whatever you say, honey.
Start. Nice.
Alright.
Send. Action. Draw. Change. Defense.
gotta say, most of the music in this game just doesn't hit like Blue Burst in episode 1 and 2, unfortunately. I haven't really heard any songs that kind of stand out to me in a good way. I guess I kind of like the elevator one, but I played that at 1.5 speed, so, you know, that's a different experience when you play a song at a faster speed.
Defense.
He's roaching out. Moved away.
Change. Nice.
She's roaching, man.
Set.
It doesn't always swap the dice for attack and defense. It just randomly does that sometimes. Not always.
Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense.
Did you just self-destruct?
Nice.
Oh my god. I did just fucking... Guess it's a callback to how they self-destruct if you kill the leader in the previous game.
Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
Oh!
You son of a bitch.
Well, so much for her, you know, sneak attack or whatever. Her deck was Canadines? No shit. All the enemies she spawned were Canadines, yeah. The Bell Buster. I'm sorry. It appears we were the unfortunate victims of an ARC's hacking attack. No shit, dumbass. We'll try to improve our security to make sure something like this won't happen again. Network Security Center. That one didn't even say anonymous. It had her name on it. Oh, you guys fucking suck.
You suck!
Damn. We should just switch sides right now. Seems the dark side's got their shit together, at least compared to these guys. Holy shit. Take our chances with them. Twice in a row. Oh, they changed it. I can't just have custom and then use the arrow keys like this. No. You guys remember how I used to do that? In some of the older watch-throughs we did? I used to be able to select custom and it would shrink it down like this, and then I could use my arrow keys on my keyboard to gradually increase or decrease the speed here. See how it turns into a premium feature past 2? Look, see? But yeah, YouTube changed its UI and you can't do that anymore. The slider can only be used with the mouse now. That's annoying. Tower check? Tower of Calum? Or Development 1? Which one are we going to? The tower check. What did it say? It's from the lab chief and it says, I just had too much last night and I forgot all about the tower security check. I'll gather a security team, but in the meantime, I need you to, you know, obviously get over there and check the place out. And there's gonna be some asshole waiting for us again, like last time. Oh shit, it's our first team battle. We're gonna partner up with Kilria, who's gonna be using the deck Simulfire. And we're going up against Ogun and Raze. 2 enemies from the Arc side we have yet to meet. Pretty sure. I'm gonna let the song play normally first. But yeah, it's gonna be 2 enemies, so holy shit. They look like they're about to do a battle royale with all 4 of them spread out at 4 different points like that. I thought there was gonna be like 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, but they just made a big circle instead. So we got Crayons versus Kilria, who says we found them. 2 enemies? Are you ready? And her partner Ogun responds saying, no, we've been found, Raze. Fuck! And Raze says, that's okay. Still within realm of predictability. Oh yeah, my bad. I said Kilria was their partner. Sorry. Kilria was our partner saying, we found them 2 enemies. Are you ready? Talking to us. Talking to Kranz. And then the 2 enemies are Raze and Ogun. Ogun's freaking out. He's about to roach out saying we've been found. And Raze is like, calm down, idiot. We still got this. See, this is why I said yesterday that I feel like they have custom faces for this game. Or custom character models. Even if the rest of their character model isn't custom. I literally messed around with the character creator on Affinia. With the female android, that she is, the Hugh Casil, the hunter female android. And I know that hairstyle and face combo, and that face is not, it does not look like that. Yeah. That head, I guess, with the little like antenna things that she's got. The face doesn't look like that. That's definitely a custom face. You can't make that. Yeah, you can't make the face look like that. Like, she looks like pissed, right? You can't do that. Because the headpiece and the face for the Hugh Casil
Start dice.
are one and the same, basically. Like, instead of a face option, like other character types that are not androids will have a face and a hair option that are 2 separate things, but the androids is just the headpiece. It comes with the face. They're not separate things that you can customize separately.
Set.
So they are definitely custom character models for sure. At least the faces, if anything. Okay, so the music is actually different here this time.
Action. Draw.
We get to see our first team battle.
Change.
2 versus 2. Oh, so I see what they did. So they kind of...
Defense.
Yeah, it's very odd how they have them... I wonder what double saber or twin saber that is that she's using. Oh, it just takes a while for the song to really kick in. That's what it is. Okay.
Set.
Alright, here we go. There's no owl rappies, but the closest thing I have to a dancing emote.
Action. Defense.
There we go. Yeah, I wonder what weapon she's using. I don't think I've seen that twin saber before. And again, I didn't look at all of them on the Affinia wiki page, so let me see. Yeah, they're double sabers, okay. Bag
Defense.
cutlery? No, not that one. Twin brand? Definitely not. Not the Monkey King bar. Not the Hirasoru. Spinning Sun. Oh, there it is. The Partisan of Lightning. Her weapon is the Partisan of Lightning. It's supposed to be yellow, but hers glows blue instead. Yeah, none of the other ones. It's that one, yeah. That's the only one that looks anything like hers. Oh shit, I was only halfway through the list. Hold on. No, it's not Vivienne. Obviously not the Black King bar. Obviously not the double cannon. Okay, now I've gone through them all. Yeah, it's the
Defense.
it's the Partisan of Lightning. That's her weapon. Did she just... What did I miss? What was that? For some reason, he just says, relax a little. Get a feel for the battle. Talking to Kranz, apparently. What's she doing? Giving him moral support? Or was that like, did she just use like a card to like help him out or something? What was that about? It didn't look like something like that happened, so I don't know why the hell she just suddenly said that.
Draw.
This, yeah, see, this song is good at normal or fast speed. I like this one.
Change.
It just has a slow start. They're on dice. I did think the team battles were kind of a cool concept.
Defense.
Oh, this one actually says side mission. Look. Power check side mission. So they're actually denoted by the uploader. Called Again was a side mission.
Set.
All these were MSQ up to this point. That's crazy.
Action.
Okay, so that means not a lot of crazy shit's gonna happen, so let's just do this. There's gonna be some crazy... Oh wait, did he take them out at the same time? What the hell just happened? Or do you just have to kill one of them?
Defense. Action.
That can't be... Yeah, that can't be it.
Defense.
Maybe it all happened in that last turn right as I sped up the video by a lot. And I didn't notice it. Okay, so she took him out. You only have to take out one of them? What? Okay. I guess you don't have to take out the entire other team. You just have to take out one of them. Is that really how that works? That's kind of stupid. Like, let me see. Let me see the stats screen. Make peace. Creature equals 0. Primal fire. Interesting deck names. I wonder what happens in this game if you run out of cards. We believe that with this latest data you've retrieved, we can complete our analysis of Via Tubis. We could not have done it without you. ARC security team. Why did that say ARC's security team? Did you guys catch that? Why did it say ARC security team? But that doesn't sound right. It's like we're not on the ARC side. Holy shit, how low budget was this game? Fran says, whew, looks like we finally took care of them. This is a side mission, by the way, and it's still got one of its own little cutscenes. Like this. It's manga cutscenes. Maybe, you know, character development, I guess. Optional character development for, in this case, Kranz and... I totally forgot her name. Kranz says, I see they're as good at running away as ever. Of course.
Bruh.
Kilria, that was her name. I was waiting for that to pop up. Kilria says, are you alright? Wait. No. Okay, never mind. For a minute, I thought she was the one who was begging to be put with Kranz, but no, that was, Enolis? Kranz says, yeah, just a few scratches. Nothing a monomate can't handle. But that'll cost you a turn. Well, we should start heading back. Kilria says, wait a moment. You said you were searching for your father, right? Kranz is confused. He says, yeah? What of it? Kilria says, what's your father's name? Kranz says, Pop's name. I called him Blitz. As far as I know, Pop's name is Blitz. But when I searched Pioneer 2's database for that, I called him Blitz. So as far as I know, Pop's name is Blitz. Oh, okay. There was a bit of a glitch in the video there. I think there was an edit, basically. Let me see that again. It says that. I don't think that was a video edit. No, yeah, it was the game. Just fucking up. As far as I know, Pop's name is Blitz. Again, how low budget was this? But when I search Pioneer 2's database for that name, nothing comes up. I don't know what that means. Obviously it wasn't his real name. I guess it might have been his nickname. I'm gonna take a wild guess on this and say maybe it was Bernie. This is 21 years later, it's feasible. That Bernie had a kid right after the events of that game. Because all these characters are clearly in their early 20s. So that seems to be what's implied here. It's like a whole new generation of people from the last game. So it could be. Because, and the reason I suspect Bernie, not just because they're both Rangers or whatever, is just because he said he had a nickname, and Bernie, they mentioned in the last game, had several nicknames apparently that he went by to conceal his real name like all the time. So that's why, because he was in shady shit. Yeah, it's gotta be Bernie. He says he must have been mixed up in things that wouldn't let him reveal his real name. Yeah. Even to his own son. Mm-hmm. That was Bernie, alright. That's definitely him. See, you'd only get that if you actually did all the side content in the last game. So I do appreciate how they connect the stories here. Of the two games. Kilria says, Blitz. I knew it. She knows something. Kranz says, eh? Knew what? Kilria says, yes, that's it. Kranz. My master's name is Blitz as well. And she's also a ranger, by the way. So Kranz says, what? Curious as my master a long time ago. He was a comrade in arms as well. He suddenly disappeared about 2 years ago. I just remembered about it the other day. Curious says he once said that he had a son named Kranz. Oh shit, she made the connection. Kranz pauses for a sec, saying nothing. He's in obvious shock, like... I don't have an appropriate sound effect for it, but... Curious says, this is perfect. I'm searching for Blitz as well. My master and friend. Let's work together, okay? Kranz says, so he shook her hand while still in shock, obviously. And then she just turns around to walk away and says, well, anyway, we can talk more about it when we're at the morgue. That meme. We made a great team, the two of us. I searched all over for him after he disappeared. But only recently did I finally find some clues. Kranz says, clues? Yuri says, yeah. So let's look for him. For your father. Together. Don't worry. He isn't one to die that easily. Kranz says, yeah. I'm sensing sparks between these two. It could just be because, you know, the camaraderie of having, you know, that one thing in common. But maybe it could, you know, it could end up being something more later. We'll see. It could be some chemistry there between them. The way she emphasized the whole, like, let's look for him together. He kind of, like, trailed off and paused quite a bit there. I forgot I had it at 0.75 just so I could pause it on time. But the way this person skips through shit. There's Orland. He still likes wearing green and he grew his hair out. It's funny that he doesn't seem to be as much of a main character as Break. Because he just came into the story barely now. He's doing it again. I'm speeding it up. Looks like he's just running around aimlessly. Development 1 from the government. Research has begun on the feasibility of developing Unguis Lapis into a habitable area. But the truth is, we're short on manpower and progress has obviously slowed down, is what it's trying to say. Okay. Eyes. That's a new enemy. Oof. Kranz versus Eyes. Who says, so, what you gonna do now, huh? Listen to my song and wake up. The fuck is he talking about? He's gonna sing us a song? What kind of threat was that? Alright, give me a sec. While this plays out.
Start. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Draw. Change. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice.
had to stand up for a sec.
Set.
See, the cool thing about, here's the upside to actually like doing a watch through instead of actually playing the game. The one upside is I can actually stand up to take breaks without actually having to leave. Without actually having to put up the BRB screen and, you know,
Defense.
essentially stopping the stream, leaving it live but with a BRB screen on and not doing anything.
Change. Dice. Set.
And yeah, in fact, I have done that before with other watch throughs that we've done. When we get to like the repetitive aspects of the game like this, I'll be like, I gotta stand up for a bit, so I'll just turn off my webcam and then just walk around the room. So I'll still be watching and commenting, but I'll be standing up, so just to rest my ass.
Defense.
I'm gonna get up again while this finishes up. Still here though.
Draw. Change.
I want the Hildy Bears to have funny sound effects.
Defense.
I think it's the same as the boomer, isn't it? They're boomers.
Change. Dice.
More like goobers.
Move. Action. Defense.
Depends.
Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Dice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
Back.
Draw. Change. Change. Dice. Set. Move. Action.
Oh, he actually has the Musashi or Yamato blades as his
Defense.
weapon. Eyes. Kinda neat. Of course, you'll never see him do a full combo with it. Since you only attack once per turn or whatever. So all he's ever gonna do is a little slash. He even gets a chance, holy shit.
Change.
Had his monsters destroyed.
Change. Dice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
Pew pew. There he goes.
Son of a bitch.
I like how I condensed that down. Oh my god. The hell's up with the face on that one? Let me see that again. Look at... Dude, look at her face. That is very jank. I don't know if it's high quality enough, but yeah, it's just like this very... It came out weird. Maybe it's the hair, I don't know. Oh, right. The wrap-up says, it looks like you brought back some excellent data. Good work. Now we can go ahead and complete our investigation. We hope that development of the habitable areas on Regal can proceed quickly. I think I've grown more accustomed to life on board this ship than I'd like. Gunther, Development Division. I've just been living on that ship for 21 years now. Yeah, that'll do it. As always, whatever. Chief Asshole says, nice work, LPA. That's his new name now, because I can't actually remember his original name. We got in another request from the development guys, okay? It's a cleaning job over in Mortis Fawns. It may not be exciting, but it's all part of Regal's development. It's important, okay? Important. Try to wrap it up as quickly as possible, so you can take on a lot more missions, okay? A budget. I'll be in trouble if you don't, and so will you.
You bastard!
Ah! The reputation of the C.A.R.D labs resting on your shoulders, okay? The quest cleanup job has been added.
Oh, shit!
We're getting pretty busy around here, so I called in some more people. Hopefully there'll be enough for the work, okay? More characters? Oh, Jesus. Dude, how many are there? You can now use the story character card Sally Gun. I'm starting to understand why this playthrough is as long as it is. Especially if they do side content. Holy shit, man. You can now use the story character card Stella. Glue Star. And that's it. 3 new ones. Sally Gun, Stella, and Glue Star. Karen says, hello, LPA. Starting with this mission, Sally Gun, Stella, and Glue Star will be deployable as team members. Your work is supposed to be related to C.A.R.D technology in some way. But lately, we've been taking a lot of jobs from other fields. These new teammates should help you deal with the extra work. They're in the central control room, so feel free to talk to them. This job comes from the development division. Hold on. Shit. I don't know if it was an eyelash or what, but... Whew. This job comes from the development division. It's not from Gunther, but from a different section of the office. They want you to help clean up Mortis Fawns, or Morty Fawn. She says yes, cleaning. What can I say? The chief accepted the request. I'm sorry, but please head to Morty Fawn and take care of this. Apparently, the arcs have been appearing nearby lately. You may end up fighting with them, so be careful. I mean, that's a guarantee. Literally every mission is a fight, so... Rumor has it that our performance is making us the target of jealousy. Oh, really? Someone may be trying to palm off this cleaning work on us. Of course. The problem with competition. Even people who are supposed to be on the same side will low-key betray each other, stab each other in the back, and do shady things to each other like that just because they want to get ahead and, you know, try to outshine their competitors and be like, no, I'm the better, you know, military faction. No, we are. In fact, I even saw a video recently exploring this concept, not directly, but it just happened to be part of the story, where, like, I saw a video, it was centered around history, and, like, it was different stories from history, and one of them was a Chinese history video, or a Chinese history, lesson, I guess, or story that we can call it, involving, I don't remember all the details about it, but it was during one of the wars that they had, there was this outpost that was sort of like, it was like a small castle, it was an outpost, and it was, you know, well guarded and everything, but the enemies had sort of surrounded it, and they needed to call for help, and they ended up sending a request for help. They actually got a scout past the enemy lines, and they ended up requesting help from the other nearest like military installation, and it happened to be headed, as in the leader of that military installation, happened to be somebody that was jealous of the success of the other guy. Exactly this kind of situation. potentially. He was jealous of the success of the leader of the installation that was being surrounded and attacked on all sides by the enemy. And so he got the request, you know, send help or we're gonna die, which, you know, it was that bad. And yeah, he decided not to send help just because he was like, oh, fuck that guy, because he's, you know, it's like, even if it could cost them the entire fucking war, this guy literally just wants to let them die and lose and let their common enemy take that outpost because he was so jealous of that guy being so successful in the military. And that is exactly what happened. The enemies ended up, they put up a hell of a fight, but the enemies ended up starving them out since they had cut off all their, you know, they had surrounded them, so they just waited till their supplies ran out and they died. They managed to, that guy did live up to his reputation and found clever ways to fight back and took out a shit ton of their soldiers, but it was still just such overwhelming numbers that they couldn't break free, and eventually they all starved out and they got taken over and killed off and executed once, you know, they were too weak to stop them from entering the city. And the enemies came in and, you know, they killed them. They killed the last of them, including the leader. And all that could have been prevented if that other asshole had actually come to help, but he didn't. Literally just because he was jealous. I was like, well, there's competition for you. It is actually not a good thing. Nobody thrives on it. I don't remember if, in the end, the main Chinese government at that time had actually won that war, or if it ended up causing like a change of the guard or whatever. Like, I don't remember those details, but it's like it could have cost them everything because of that guy doing that, and he, you know, did it anyway just because I want to be better than that guy. Fuck him. It's like,
Bruh.
whatever. Let all those people die just for that. Cleanup job. Mortis fawns or Morty fawn. I don't know how they're meant to, you know, it's meant to be sort of a, I don't know. It's from the government. It says, recently there's been a series of accidents at Mortis Fawns, famous for its active geyser. Oh, we got a new map. Moss growth in the area has dramatically increased. And then there's some other shit we're not gonna get to see. Yeah. Nice edit there. Some edits pretty much are just there for like when the player gets up to like use the bathroom or they stop playing, basically. They, you know, they stop the recording, turn off the game and come back some other day. Okay, so it's a four player battle, so it's a two versus two team battle. Guy killed using a deck called BZT. Okay. Versus Peko and Krenu. Those are new characters as well. They're using a deck called Gelatin and Dead Knot, respectively. I guess after this mission, maybe we'll find out if there was some other military faction that threw us under the bus because they're jealous of our success. That was the implied thing, right? Interesting map design. It's getting interesting. It's not just a grid anymore. It's like actual, you have to take certain paths to get across. Guy killed says bzz, 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 bzz. Oh, that's why his deck was called BZT. It's just bzz, 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 bzz. That's his deck. So he says bzz, 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 and then it translates to battles suit me more than cleaning. Of course.
You son of a...
And now the enemies are being introduced. We got Kranz and Guy killed versus Peko, who says, "Ugh, does moss taste good?" And Krenu, who says, "Oh, no. And I thought they were jewels. Moss?" Sounds like you got false advertising. So she wanted jewelry, not moss. Alright. Well, I guess we'll find out what this is about story-wise at the end, so let's get on with it.
Change base.
That piano's going in.
Set. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change dice.
My weapons.
Set. Move. Action.
Also, there's one of the rare hopefully slimes, the red one. I forgot that was a.
Defense.
I forgot that was a type that you could actually see as that enemy. I never got to see one on. I never even saw one off stream. Or it could just be the ultimate mode version. I'll have to check when I go into the caves on ultimate mode.
Change.
Time zoom. We'll see.
Defense. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
What is it?
Change. Defense. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
That one's called a Popoli slime. Not a Popoli slime, a Popoli slime. Holy.
Draw. Change. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
Fucking sidesteps it using that wall. Damn.
Change.
Healing.
Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Move. Action. Defense.
Son of a bitch.
There it is. That was a long battle. Holy fuck. That was a long one. Well, gave me plenty of time to take a break of sitting down, so. Let's see what the fuck the chief's gonna say this time. The chief says, thanks for taking care of that, LPA. Uh-huh. Right, I forgot I have to pause hella quick on this guy. I got another job from my friend in the development division. He's raving on about some landing site in view of the Tower of Calum. I swear, just because the principal runs them, they think they're kings. Ah well. Take care of this one for me, okay? You can get the details from Karen, okay? Pioneer 2 would just go to pieces if I wasn't around. Don't you think? No, I think we'd actually be way better off without you. Actually, the complete opposite.
You suck!
The quest development 2 has been added. God, he is like the worst kind of person over here. He started off being alright, but damn did he turn into a prick very fast. Showed his true colors. Karen says, good afternoon, LPA. I'll brief you on your mission. Gunther of the Development Division wants us to help them out with their investigation of the area around the Tower of Calum. They must have been very happy with the results of our last mission. There are lots of other hunters guilds out there, but they insisted on hiring the C.A.R.D lab for this mission. Do your best, okay? By the way, how are your cards working out for you? We can't make cards without using something called the germ. The fuck? We're finally getting some more lore on this. On the card... Well, yeah, the cards themselves. This germ is the thing we're looking for that I discussed earlier. As we carry out missions to test the effectiveness of our technology, we're also looking for the germ on the surface of Regal. If we can get this germ, we can greatly enhance our card technology and make it easier for everybody to use. We have no idea where it is yet, but we're trying hard to find it.
Bruh.
Development 2 from government. Have you heard? The resumption of development on Regal has been getting lots of attention lately. Lupus Silva was selected as a prospective something we're not gonna see. We still have not seen Viv in action at all. Okay, I'll actually let it play and let it ramp up before I speed up the video. I want to hear the full ramp up. We got Crayons versus Break, who says, we don't get your intentions, and you don't get ours.
What? What the fuck?
What the fuck does that mean? Like, what kind of weird-ass threat was that? What the hell is he talking about?
Start dice. Set.
The LK-14 combat.
Action. Draw. Change.
See how long it takes for it to ramp up? And it goes with the background, by the way. The song finishes ramping up
Dice.
right as the background changes to like where you can see open sky and forest.
Set.
Watch, here it comes. Getting ready to nut. There's the open sky. And
Action.
there we go.
Defense.
It kicks in right as you pass that threshold where you can actually see the outside world. That's pretty cool. I gotta give it to them for designing that. The stage and audio designer obviously worked together pretty well on that. That's pretty cool. If they watch this video someday, it did not go unappreciated. I like that you guys did that. That was cool. Games with heart and soul, man. There's still a lot I can appreciate about this game, even if the gameplay is not my cup of tea, you know?
Defense. Change, please. Set.
This is a short battle, I can tell from the little chapter here. Yeah, that one was by far the longest on this whole video, I think. The one we saw before.
Defense.
Yeah, I don't see another one that long. Fuck it. Not having to read anything or hear any voice acting, so why not?
Defense.
I'm gonna use my premium subscription benefits.
Change, please. Set.
I'll let it go slower when I need to take a break and stand up. Otherwise, fuck it. We're going 4 times. Oh!
You son of a bitch.
Every time.
He's pulling his cock out!
No, cards. His deck was called Darkness. This game has more in common with Kingdom Hearts than I thought. Release the evil. Okay, so there's a wrap up. It says Lupus Silva is a serene area that holds a great natural park, within which lies the Central Dome Monument. In addition, the area developed by Pioneer 1 has a good flow of photon, and preparation for resumption of development is proceeding smoothly. However, we've heard rumors of the ARCs snooping about in the area, so please be careful. Why does most of the stuff that's happening sound like it picked up right where the last game left off, even though it's been 21 years? What have they been doing for 21 years? Well, I guess, you know, the way, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. The way they showed up, they didn't exactly come equipped, like... Pioneer 2 showed up with very little equipment, very little in the way of equipment, supplies, and people to be able to do this kind of stuff, because it was assumed that Pioneer 1 had already done most of the work, which they had. They had already made all those military base installations, the residential areas. Like, Pioneer 1 had already done the work. The unexpected event was Dark Faults waking up and killing all of Pioneer 1. So then Pioneer 2 had to just sort of try to pick up where Pioneer 1 left off after, and it's been kind of rough because they didn't come equipped for all that. That was Pioneer 1's job. So yeah, it makes sense that even after 21 years, they're barely starting to resume some of these projects that you think they would have, you know, started making a little bit of headway on 20 years ago. Oh, here we go. Oh. The chief says, nice work, LPA. The security division has an emergency job for us, okay? Recently, in the area of Mortis Fons, there have been several reported cases of humanoid kidnappings. I think I know who's behind this, okay? It's gotta be the ARC's work. Even if it isn't, we can pin the crime on them and use it as an excuse to launch a full-scale attack on them already. It's perfect. I took the job, so the rest is up to you, okay? Classic corrupt cop mentality. Just pin the blame on them. We know they're guilty already. Fuck actually looking for evidence. You know, that kind of thing. He's basically kind of using a very similar mentality to that. To just get an excuse to attack ARCs directly. The quest taken away has been added. It's ugly, but it's necessary. That was Alonzo from Training Day. Classic movie from the early 2000s. Karen says, hello LPA, I'll brief you on your mission. I think it came out in 2001, yeah. There have been repeated cases of humanoids being kidnapped while working in the area of Mortis Fons. We want you to devote all your efforts for securing the Mortis area and uncovering the person or persons responsible for this crime. The criminal will likely put up a fight, so please try to be careful. I wonder if we're going back to that disaster again. It's been so long since OPSS, too. When will humanoids finally be able to live in peace? I don't know what she's talking about. Taken away. Location Mortis Fawns. A mission from the government, obviously. Says someone has been kidnapping humanoids in great numbers. We'd like you to find the perpetrators and discover their true motives. Well, I'm about to tell you who the perpetrators are. In a second. It's Lura, apparently. Using a deck called Aim and Shoot. What would that look like for an ARCS member? For somebody who summons monsters, what would Aim and Shoot look like? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Lura says humanoid hunt? No, well, I came here for sample. So she's denying it and saying she's here for something else. And that was also horribly translated, but... Again, the budget. It's not like the original Phantasy Star and,
Dice.
you know, episode 1 and 2 and Blue Burst aren't, you know, in a similar boat.
Set.
So... Might as well.
Yes. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Yes. Roll. Change. Yes. Change dice.
That piano's crazy on 4th speed.
Move. Action. Yes. Roll. Change. Yes. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Yes. Roll. Change. Yes. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Yes. Roll. Change. Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Yes.
Gonna end any minute now.
Change.
Oh, she actually had some dialogue.
Roll.
Lura said, ouch! Oh no, this is a misunderstanding.
Change.
I mean, you're still the enemy, so,
Yes.
you know, fuck it. But yeah, I guess they're just kind of implying the whole, like, the chief's aggressiveness here. Going after them. It's what he said, that they're probably not the culprit, but people will believe it anyway. You know, we can pin it on them even though we know it's not them. so that we'll have an excuse to attack them head on. That's basically why she's saying that, because it might actually it's probably not actually them. But yeah, the chief's using it as an excuse to attack them anyway. So let's see what kind of fallout comes from this decision. You can tell it obviously probably won't end well.
Defense.
It's gonna blow up in our faces somehow. Maybe not though. There it is.
Son of a bitch.
No cutscene. Alright. I forgot about the wrap-up. Says we're quite certain that this event is related to the OPSS incident. It's hard to believe someone would target humanoids in this manner yet again. We all thought that this was truly behind us. We ask that you please keep this incident in the strictest confidence. The public is quite sensitive when it comes to this sort of thing. I assume because it's sort of like on the along the lines of like racism, you know? That's probably why. Security division. Because they said they're kidnapping humanoids, so... I'm not sure what it's trying to imply, but I think it is something along those lines. They're just using like euphemisms that I'm not quite connecting the dots on, you know? The chief says, LPA, nice work back there. Your next mission is from the development division, okay? You'll be assisting with repair work on the central dome. There are rumors that the ARCs are exploring near the site. So it'd be nice if you could patrol the area as well. Destroy those ARCs, okay? I know you can do it. My gut feeling is that you'll meet them. Okay? Anyway, things are pretty hectic around government circles recently. They found some kind of mysterious place out here. This could be my chance for a promotion. The quest for repair work 2 has been added. Karen says, hello LPA, I'll brief you on your mission. Shit, that was too fast. We received that was an accident. Go back. We received a request for assistance from the development division. They want you to help out with the repair effort at the central dome. As the central dome is a symbol of Regal's history and advancement, they'd like to complete the repairs as quickly as possible. Hard battles should not have any effect on the local surroundings, so it's likely that the dome is naturally crumbling. The division probably contacted us out of concern for the ARCs. Perhaps you can find some clue as to what the ARCs are searching for. Also, about the germ I was telling you about earlier. Apparently, it's related to a place known as the Great Shadow. I haven't gotten any clear information on this place yet. Hold on. But I hear that the ARCs are looking for it, so I'm a bit worried. You never know what villains like those may do with newfound power. Repair work 2 at Lupus Silva. We found out that parts of the central dome have collapsed. Because it symbolizes our history and progress on Regal, yeah, we gotta fix it. Obviously from the government. Oh, was an edit there. Ooh, the enemy is Rio. We got Kranz versus Rio, who says, too slow. You noticed us only after being attacked.
You suck! Son of a bitch!
Take her ass out for talking shit. Oh, nice. They play kind of a remix of the Forest music. This literally takes place on a PSO1 map. Yeah, I recognize this exact hallway and area in the Forest, in Forest 2. You already got it, might as well use it, right? At least it's not like the entire game is made of reused assets. That is an ultimate mode enemy. From episode 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure it is. I think these are the enemies that appear in the ruins in ultimate mode. And Arlen. Yeah. I think those are the Lily enemies that appear in ultimate mode too. You know what sucks about those guys? They don't shoot poison anymore. When they spit at you, they actually spit Megid, an instant death dark magic. So they're incredibly dangerous on ultimate. That was quick.
Son of a bitch.
No cutscene for this one. This is good job. Once again, thanks to you, we were able to proceed onward with our work. Development division. Cool. That was it. What's the chief gonna say about this? I like how he doesn't skip past that guy's dialogue hella fast, even though that guy literally says the same thing every time. But God forbid, when it's new dialogue, this dude is just fucking mashing. The chief is just dead silent for a very long time. Like,
Bruh.
he says, boy, sure is slow around here. I got nothing from the government today, okay? Okay. He pauses again. It's weird, though. After all that work, we've got absolutely nothing now. The government's been working behind the scenes lately, I hear. Black Ops? Alright. One rumor says that the development division found something new. They might be trying to cut me out of the picture!
You bastard!
Ah! I'm not gonna let them get away with this! What the fuck are you gonna do, dude? You're gonna get us all fucking killed one day. Your shitty attitude. His enormous fucking ego, man. Karen says, hello, LPA. Excuse me. I know the chief says that having no work like this is weird. But having a little peace around here isn't so bad either, right? Yeah. I suggested he go play with his son for a little while. Excuse me. And he said, I'm not that free, okay? Teehee. So anyway, go ahead and rest for a while, LPI. Oh, I know. Why don't you go talk to all of your team members? Oh, we got the anime filler episode coming up. It's gonna be a beach episode. There literally is one of those. I just remembered. And not the card game Kingdom Hearts game, but there is a Kingdom Hearts game that has a literal beach episode in it. It says you should really take advantage of free time like this. Okay. Still ignoring the shit out of Orland. No quests. I think I remember what's gonna happen here. What is Lil Bro doing, man? What did that guy say? He repeated himself. I got nothing from the government today. It's weird. It's like this guy has no idea what he's doing sometimes. I'm glad I put it at 4 times speed. Do you guys see how much he wandered around doing literally nothing? I was like, I thought, like, he plays the game pretty well, but whenever he's running around in here, it's just kind of, I don't know. This dude says, oh, it's you. You're here because you heard about a job, right? Sorry, I got nothing. What, today? Is that what he said? I got nothing in today, he said. I'll have something for you next time. So cut me a break, alright? Okay. The entry counter beyond this door is what you use to send orders. Your first option, map quest, what you use to pick your orders. Yeah, we know this stuff. Whatever. Like, the game literally told him, talk to all your teammates, and he's just been running around in circles. Like, what the hell is this? What was this guy's name again? Guy killed says zap. Zap. The request no reason, or the quest no reason has been added. The fuck? Okay then. Well, we got something to do. No reason. Special mail from Guy Killed. Mission says, I do not need a reason to fight. Hurry up and dispatch me. He's bored. I'm going to Via Tubus, I guess. A side mission? No. Well, it's not denoted as one. Maybe they forgot to label it, or it's actually part of the main scenario. This dude just wants to fight. He's like, I don't need a reason. Just let's go. You can only send Guy Killed on this quest. Wait, we don't have a deck for that guy, do we? Oh, never mind. I guess we do. Alright. High-speed transit system. And who's this asshole? No, we've seen him before, but... Alright, so we got Guy Killed versus Pecco for no reason. Pecco says, what's your problem? Don't stare at me like that.
Bruh.
Okay. Well, let's duke it out for no reason then. Monkey man. It says stop it, I'm feeble on an empty stomach. Now I know your weakness.
Son of a bitch!
Wrecked. What did that say? Bzz, I win. Bzz, bzz. Kekekekeke. No, kekeke. The guy's literally kecking right now. He's doing a fucking keck W. Guy killed. He lives up to his name. He's like, I just want to kill guys. Let's go. Want to fuck shit up. Even without a reason. The rampaging android. Oh, why is the music different? What happened? Welcome home, LPA. Must have fought a pretty intense battle. We're all glad to see you're still safe. The usual shit. Chief called. Blah blah blah. So we literally just had like a filler episode that led to something happening once we got back. The chief says we got a job in. This time it's from the security division, okay? He says, oh, that dull Grayson, the nerve of him! You bastard! He must be using the development division to find the Great Shadow. So he thinks he can just run all over me. No way. Supposedly, this shadow area discovered by the development division was the site of a battle earlier, and now they're in big trouble. It's even too much for the security division to handle. Yaha! Yaha! Let's show those losers what our card lab is capable of, okay? All fighters, move, move, move! The quest Guardian 1 has been added. Good. Karen says, hello LPA, I'll brief you on your mission. According to reports, we found a weapon that dates back to ancient times. It may explode or attack us, so they want us to escort the field team. He pauses. The germ is the key to our card technology. This place they call the Great Shadow seems to be related to the germ. The chief told me that he thinks this job may involve both of the germ and the Great Shadow, but it's just a guess on his part. We don't know the full story yet. However, judging from the security division's request, it's likely to be an extremely dangerous mission. Please be careful. Maybe like in Armored Core, this is one of those rare missions where if you lose, you actually get like a game over. I think you can fail missions in this game and then it's like whatever. Yeah, I like how this game's a little inconsistent. They tell us that here is where you relay your orders, right? Quest registration complete, initiating entry counter. So like, this is where you send commands to whoever you have on the field telling them what cards to use, right? Like this is where you play your little card game from. And yet every time we leave a battle and come back here, they act like we left the building completely. Like we weren't just standing here with our little deck of cards doing this. So I don't get how it really works. Because there is still a teleporter up there. So yeah, I don't get it. Guardian 1 from the government. According to reports from the development division, an object thought to be a weapon from an ancient civilization has been found. Okay. New area to play in. Oh yeah, what was the name of the area? Ravum Aids Sakra. Or Ravum Aides Sakra. Something like that. Our enemy is the Lukon Knight. Fancy. Broken Seal is their deck. Why do I get the feeling we're not going to actually fight like an actual person? It sounds like we're going up against some kind of... I mean, the music is different there in the lobby too, so it's like, is this like a big boss fight against an unorthodox enemy? Maybe? I was right, yeah. It's an unmanned weapon of some kind.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The music. Franz versus Lukon Knight. It doesn't even talk. Oh shit. The music is already intense as fuck. So this must be like a major boss fight. Alright. Fighting some sentient ancient weapon, basically. It reminds me of... Kind of reminds me of when you find like one of the pulverizers in Armored Core Last Raven. That's gonna be a long fucking fight. Look at the length of that, holy shit. Periodic field. They just changed colors. He's all green now.
Change dice. Set. Move. Action. Draw. Change. Defense.
He changed colors again.
Change dice. Set. Action. Draw. Change.
He's all dark green again. I like the music though.
Defense. Change dice. Set. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change dice. Set. Action. Defense. Draw.
Well, this guy's a prick. He's got a bit of a gimmick going.
Defense.
Did he just destroy all his weapons in one attack? Did I see that right? He did.
What? You bastard!
Change dice.
Son of a fucker!
Holy shit.
Action. Defense.
Of course.
Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Action. Defense. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set.
Almost about halfway through.
Action. Defense.
All this missing.
Change. Defense. Change. Nice.
That's interesting. He has to turn to the side every time he attacks. Is that the only time he can actually hit him?
Action.
The dude turns green and turns to the side?
Defense.
Looks like it.
Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice.
It's gone on long enough.
Action. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Action. Defense.
Yeah, he has to be green.
Change.
Maybe when the Lucon Knight is that color, you have to use like magic or something else, maybe?
Action. Defense.
Oh shit! It even does the slow-mo kill cam for this fucker too.
bitch.
There he goes. No cutscene for this? There's gotta be something. Really? Or maybe it's after the results? I was pretty sure if anything happens, usually it's before, right? The deck was called Broken Seal. No, yeah, no shit. That chief better tell us what the fuck this was all about, though. We just got ambushed by some fucking ancient robot weapon. It appears that it was indeed a weapon, excuse me, of some sort. No shit. According to the containment team, it was some kind of guardian used on this planet in ancient times. There may be more of them, so we'll need to proceed with caution. As for you, good work. That'll be all for now. Security Division. The cops. It does say Guardian 1, so that might not be the only time we fight one. That was one hell of a fight. Well, the music's back to normal. The chief says, after a pause, nice work.
Bruh.
They're still not exactly sure what you fought against last time. This is what happens when they don't call us for their research. I sent a strongly worded complaint over to the principal government. Of course you did. I even criticized Dole Gryzen by name. Haha. They look like they're sorry though, so it should be all right. With imbeciles like those, they'd be stupid not to promote me. I think you'd fit right in, yeah. Hahaha. Yep, you definitely would fit there. Anyway, we're gonna explore that white. That's like he insulted himself without even realizing it. I think that was a joke. Anyway, we're gonna explore that white temple. Raven, was it? We've been asked to escort another team inside the temple. But forget about that, okay? Just try to look for some clues between there and the Great Shadow. So just ignore the actual orders, okay? We got some other jobs too, but this one takes top priority, okay? Sure. This dude's AFKing now. The quest Guardian 2 has been added. Probably a side story. The quest Development 3, did I see that right? Yeah. And Fish Rescue. Karen says, hello LPA. This next mission will have you escorting a team of researchers. You'll be inside Raven Ides, probably? Sakra? Their name for the White Temple. There are still a lot of unanswered questions about the temple that need to be solved, so apparently they need to go back one more time. Missed that. Unguis. This temple? I tell you, Regal may be more peaceful now, but there's still so much we don't know about it. The government has stated its intention to move the people of Pioneer 2 down to Regal once a secure living area has been constructed. Now, the ARCs are trying to fight against any environmental changes. But we can't bring our people down to Regal until we can ensure people's safety, right? I can understand the ARCs' intentions, but... I'm sorry, I'm just rambling now. I do that all the time, don't worry about it. Anyway, be careful on this escort mission. Maybe that weapon we encountered is part of the reason why ARCS is doing what it's doing. Maybe they know something about it that we don't. Could be the real reason why they don't want Pioneer 2 to try to develop Regal or change it in any way. Like Dark Faults was probably not the only threat on the planet, maybe. Seems like that's where this is going. Which one are they gonna pick? Let me see. Guardian 2. Raven Ides Sakra. From government. After a thorough investigation of the ancient White Temple, we found that it is truly a marvel of advanced technology. We're fighting against the rays. Alright. Here we go again. Same intense music. The ancient white temple looks more like it's just ancient fog. Holy shit. Ancient white fog. We got Crayons versus Rays, who says data recovery complete. I'll subdue the enemy now. So she retrieved something from here. She's trying to get away with some new data she got from here, but she's gonna kick our ass first, apparently. Alright. Slicers are the only long-range hunter weapon I know of. Oh yeah, I gotta check something. Wait, what the fuck just happened there? Did he shoot her from like off screen so I couldn't see it? Or what the hell was that? What exactly happened? Did her own monster kill her? What the fuck? Steady damage, pierce, anti-abnormality. Yeah, the Dark Gunner attacked her, but why? Just...
Son of a bitch.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. some jank mechanic of that monster? I don't know. Says, no strange objects this time. I was hoping we'd find something. But at least we were able to retrieve some useful data. This ancient technology is quite interesting to study. Their way of thinking was very different from ours. Still, I wonder why the arcs were there. Anyway, thanks for your help. We couldn't have done it without you. Researcher Lanet. The usual shit. The chief stays quiet. He says, Finding the arcs at that temple area was a major surprise. There's gotta be a leak somewhere. Someone must be handing over our top secret info to the arcs. I mean, kind of obvious after the ambushes and traps they set earlier. If I can fish the guy out, I could earn the principal's seat. So now he's gonna go witch hunting for moles. Mole hunting. He laughs. Gah ha ha. Well, anyway, I think there still might be some secrets left in that white temple. Maybe there's a hidden corridor leading to the Great Shadow. Hey, you never know, okay? So let's try another search. I want you to go turn Raven-itis Sakura upside down. Quest Guardian 3 has been added. Jesus, they introduced a new area and they want us to go back there 3 times in a row. Karen says, hello LPA, I'll brief you on your mission. We have another request to escort a team into Raven-itis Sakura. Rumor has it that the temple was left behind by an ancient people. What in the world could that ancient race have needed those weapons for, I wonder? LPA, do you believe that rumor? You know the one I mean. That something awoke and caused that explosion? The one that destroyed Pioneer 1. You mean they never told everybody the truth even after it was all over? Okay, so yeah. They clearly had... So the public in general doesn't actually even know about Dark Faults yet, even though it was defeated 20 plus years ago. Or at least not everybody. She says, you remember how there was a rumor about a second explosion a little while after the first one, right? Oh, okay. So now they're retconning. I was still a child back then, but I remember it. So she's in her mid-20s, presumably? There wasn't that much damage, though. A few people lost their mags, but that was about it. Everyone forgot about it pretty quickly. So it's a retcon. So they're retconning the story and saying that now there was a second explosion shortly after the one that Dark Faults caused. He says, except that the number of creatures on Regal started to dwindle. Or maybe the real retcon is episode 4 relating to what she's talking about right now. Because you notice she didn't say anything about a meteor impact. That's because episode 4 came out after this. That's why it's called episode 4. But even though it's a prequel because it takes place around the same time as episode 1 and 2, that might be the retcon to this second quote-unquote explosion she's talking about right now. Maybe it has something to do with that. The number of creatures on Regal started to dwindle, and it affected people's mags. I'm trying to see if there's any way to connect that to the events of episode 4, which I have now played. Maybe? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe it might not really be connected at all. She says, you don't think that was really related, do you? That's what I'm trying to figure out, honey. She stays quiet. No, forget about it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking about stuff unrelated to your mission. Anyway, go to Raven Midas Sakura and keep the research team safe. I hope you find out more about that ancient weapon. Well, that perked me up a little bit. Before it got interesting for a second there, I was like, wait, what's going on here? The story progression is very spaced out in this. It moves at a very slow pace, for the most part. Or rather, like, it's not that much more cinematic than episode 1 and 2 was. It's like a few lines of dialogue. But like major cutscenes, we've only seen like 2 involving Silpher and Break, and then one which was a side story involving Kranz and Kilria. The rest of the game has kind of just been, you know, pretty mellow, the way it's been proceeding. The plot development very, I guess, kind of slow. It's not too bad though. Like it makes it, the battles, the long battles can make it feel that way. But fast forwarding through them, which is essentially like skipping them, essentially, especially at four times speed. Yeah, it's kind of a mellow, not too fast, not too slow pace. But it's just, it's like they're just teasing us a lot of the time with, like, I feel like there's gonna be a giant lore dump and plot twist near the end, you know? That's where I think this is going. Like, there's gonna be a giant lore dump plot twist at the very end, or close to the end. And right now we're just being teased with, like, very menial stuff. So here it is again, Raven Midas Sakura. The White Temple ruin still holds many secrets. Our last investigation has led to a rather startling find. We want to go back and confirm our results, so, you know, we need your protection, yada yada. What did I say? Viv is not selectable because it's already dispatched? Oh, she's off doing something somewhere else, I guess. Going up against Kranu again. This time by herself. Here we go again. The same music. God damn, that's a huge battlefield. We got Kranz versus Kranu, who says, "Are you an escort? Are you okay all by yourself?" Talking shit already.
Son of a bitch!
Start dice. Set.
It's gonna be a minute. Everybody looks so small on this map because it's so zoomed out. That Booma looks tiny.
son of a bitch.
I saw it coming, so. Her deck was called Trust Lost. Says, with this we can now form a hypothesis. We believe these ruins served as a storage and hibernation area for the Guardians. Hibernation was in quotes. This Guardian is only one of many mass-produced weapons created to seal away an ancient threat. It must have mistaken us for an old enemy, but it looks like only this one managed to reactivate itself. At any rate, thanks again. Researcher Leonard. Okay. Oh! Holy shit. Okay, so I was gonna say the music's different, but this guy also screamed at us as soon as we got here. LPA! I've been told to have you report to the chief's room right now. Please hurry. The hell happened? What is so urgent? Dude, the ground is shaking. The chief says, LPA, LPA! We're in big trouble, okay? The morgue's being attacked! Uh-oh, we're being attacked?
What?
He says, what am I gonna do?
What the fuck?
It's not my fault, okay? First thing he says, of course. Karen! Karen! What, are you gonna blame it on her, your secretary? The quest morgue attack has been added. Literally defending the base we're in right now. Karen says, LPA, please keep calm. The morgue, also known as the C.A.R.D lab, is under attack by the ARCs. Command your team members to assume battle positions immediately. I'll evacuate all the researchers to safety. Hurry! Okay, finally the story's getting a little more interesting. He says it's odd though. Fran said earlier that Enolis isn't here. You think she's okay? She better not be a traitor. What's going on? Enolis, don't be shady. Fuck you at? So that's just the game's way of saying you won't be able to, you know, command her for this next battle. The enemies are at the gates. Everyone assume battle positions. Morgue attack. It just goes to the bottom left corner of the map and then brings up a little bubble to show Pioneer 2 because it's obviously floating in space. Not actually on Regal. From the government, the mission says intruders have infiltrated the Pioneer 2 Central Information Room and are now making their way to the morgue. We'd like you to handle this matter. They're coming for us, so we're gonna fight right here. Alright, quick, give me a weapon. I'm gonna join this fight. Fuck this stupid card game. Let me actually fight. Not gonna happen. Alright, so whoever the fuck you pick is gonna team up with Gluestar, using a deck called Life's Bet. We're going up against Lura and Rufina. Lura's deck is called For Break, and Rufina's is called Deer Break. Okay. I'd be like, give me a weapon, I can fight too. Oh no, you just have to command your troops, you know? This one opens with a manga cutscene. Announcement. Intruders detected. Residents in areas HA5, 6, 12, and 13, please evacuate the premises. The intruders are unidentified, but are presumed to be armed and dangerous. Exercise caution. Repeat. A voice says, if you don't resist, you won't be harmed. Is it Break? Yeah. Break says, we are the ARCs. We are fighting the principal government to protect the sanctity and civil rights of the people of Pioneer 2. Please do as we say and do not resist. This C.A.R.D laboratory will be destroyed. Kran says, we'll put a stop to you!
You bastard!
Enolis says, Krans, please! Just do what they say! Kran says, Enolis? You took her hostage? You dirty...
You son of a...
Enolis says, no, Krans, it's not like that. Oh, hell no. She better not actually be turning coat on us. She says, Break says, she came to us of her own free will. Kran says, what? Romito says, Break! You're after the data in the central control room, aren't you? Break says, that's correct. But the C.A.R.D technology also stands in the way of our goals. The government has kept it secret so people aren't aware of its danger. Think! Any object can be so easily rematerialized using that technology. So C.A.R.D technology is basically kind of like the artist's rendition of nanotechnology, maybe. Kind of like how they probably pictured nanotechnology. By the artist, I mean, you know, Sonic Team, Sega, the people who made the game. It could be a commentary on that, because there was all sorts of sci-fi about nanotechnology being something that could do something like that way back then. You know what's weird is nowadays nobody talks about that anymore. The conversation around nanotechnology completely disappeared as everybody's hyper focused on AI these days. But that's still a thing. Like, that is still a thing, and I've heard nanotechnology, like, this was many years ago before the AI craze started, the artificial intelligence craze started. I heard some rumors that, like, nanotechnology was, from what they were, you know, the kind of progress they were making on it, it had potential to make weapons of mass destruction that could make even the strongest, like, hydrogen bombs or, you know, like, atomic bombs and all that look like a Roman catapult. But then it just kind of fizzled out. I haven't heard shit about it anymore. That did scare the shit out of me though when I heard about that. I was like, wait, a hydrogen bomb? Like, the bombs that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, for context, would probably only be a tenth as strong as a hydrogen bomb or something like that. I haven't actually double checked this. My math could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it's a pretty big difference. And so it's like, for someone to tell me that a hydrogen bomb can just be like a Roman catapult compared to what nanotechnology could be capable of, that's literally planetary destruction levels of not like nuclear bombs aren't already that, but you know, like that could wipe out the entire planet in an instant if it was supposedly that effective. But I never really researched much into it, and then it just kind of, the conversation around that just kind of fizzled out, and then nothing happened for a while, and then all of a sudden we're talking about AI out of nowhere in the last few years. Well, if AI does become smart enough to be able to develop things like at an alarmingly exponentially fast rate compared to us, maybe it could actually perfect nanotechnology and we could actually get something like this C.A.R.D system that can materialize things. I mean, we can already 3D print human organs, so it's really not that far-fetched, you know? Just gotta use your imagination. But that is what keeps making AI the biggest game changer. Like, potentially the biggest threat, or the biggest, whatever you would call the opposite of a threat, or something in between. But something that, regardless of whether good or bad, AI is going to change the world astronomically, way more than most people could even imagine right now. Because of that. Because of the fact that it can actually impact other technologies like nanotechnology and start changing things in ways we never thought possible. If it's super intelligent to a level that we can't fathom, I suppose, which is where it's headed. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that still puts AI pretty much at the top of the watch list in terms of technologies that could change the world, alter it permanently and all that. For better or worse, to keep in mind. As always, any tool or piece of technology can be used for any purpose, so what it will end up being used for depends on the cultural values of the time that we live in. So, something to think about when analyzing today's culture and global society. My way of saying it's not looking good, basically. It's not looking good. So anyway, Break's talking about the C.A.R.D technology, and he says, the government has kept it secret so people aren't aware of its danger. Think, any object can be so easily rematerialized using that technology. The desire for control of such a magical capability has stirred plenty of ugly conflicts, even within the government of Pioneer 2. But that power comes with the incredibly high chance of infection and death. Infection? If the disease becomes an epidemic, they couldn't possibly, that was too fast, prepare enough vaccines for everyone. That is, if they even have a full vaccine ready. So the germ is literally called that because it's actually an infectious disease, and they use it in their C.A.R.D technology. That is playing with fire. It's only a matter of time before this germ spreads and destroys this world. The principal government knows this, and yet... Hold on. Yet they've been blinded by their struggle for power and have chosen to ignore the danger. Again, we're getting way too real here. Oh, I gotta hand it to, futuristic sci-fi Japanese anime has always done, at least back in the 2000s and before that, always did do a good job of doing very good political and social commentary that was very relevant to the current day and age. As in when it was coming out, but you know, eerily enough, 20 plus years later, we're still in the same bullshit. So it's still relevant, which is sad and pathetic, honestly. You know, on the part of us humans, that we haven't evolved past the same stupid shit we've been doing for the past 100 plus years. He says, Ray says, you know I'm right, Relmitos. Or should I say, Nef Miyama?
What?
Relmito says, break.
What the fuck?
Break says, therefore, we have no choice but to eliminate it. I'm sorry, but before the C.A.R.D technology has a chance to spread, we're gonna destroy this place.
You bastard!
Relmito says, you're using that technology yourself. Thank you. I was about to say, when's he gonna acknowledge that he uses it too? What do you plan to do about that? Break says, as soon as it's all over, we'll destroy ours as well. We're just supposed to take your word for it? Oh, Orland's finally gonna pipe up and say something. Dude, Kranz is... He's just completely lost his will to fight right now. Seeing, what's her name? Enolis completely switch sides and betray us. He's just like moping over there. Orland pauses. He says, we can't simply stand back and let you go on. It's our duty to protect it. Sorry, but if that's what you want, we have no choice but to fight. Reminder, they used to be, you know, best friends 11 years ago when I met them. In the episode 3 prologue. Break says, Orland. He pauses. I won't let anything or anyone stand in my way, Orland. Orland says, pauses for a second and says, it's too bad it had to be like this. Break. Break says, let's do it! Well shit, childhood friends about to square off against each other. The most epic of dramas unfolding.
You son of a...
Wonder if we'll ever find out their backstory and why they ended up on opposite sides of this conflict. Kranz versus Gluestar. Or sorry, no, Kranz and Gluestar. Oh, got ahead of myself again. Forgot it's a team battle. Who says, hey, that's not the way I understand it. Now both of them versus Lura, who says, Rufina, can you please back up Break? And Rufina, who says, I know, you come and follow me too. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Also, the camera panned so you could see up there, but like, I'm not sure where Break and his companions were standing during that cutscene. Maybe this shutter that's now closed behind Lura? Either way, these fuckers just came into our house and started walking our dog. We gotta push them back out. Flush their asses out.
Start dice. Set.
It's a nice remix of the music that usually plays here. Meanwhile, our player character is locked inside that room over there, or the one on the opposite end of the hall, just giving out orders from in there. And that little door over there. Like...
Action.
Just completely sitting this out. I'm not sitting it out because you're giving out the orders, right? But you know.
Change.
Honestly, that's really just the excuse for you to play as your own character. Like, if you notice in all these cutscenes, they never actually mention or acknowledge your existence as a character in this story. Like, it's literally, that avatar really is just made for online stuff, and then they just kind of put it here as like a way to represent the player, even in the offline story. But like, you don't really play a role per se. Like, they never even actually talk to you directly in any of the cutscenes. Like, the game could easily just not have the player character, and the story could play out exactly the same. Like, it could just be going from one battle to the other without any kind of like lobby free roaming stuff, and it would just be the exact same thing.
Change. Nice. Set.
What the fuck is that?
Set.
That fan. Arisen Battle Fan. Arisen Battle Fan. What the fuck? Literally just a fan. What if that was...
Action.
Well, I certainly don't remember that from the previous game, that's for sure. We got more blue owl rappies. More of those bastard Dizolian penguins. Wrecked.
Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Action. Draw. Change. Defense. Change. Nice. Set. Action. Defense.
Wait, is there a time limit? Did I see that right? Or what was that? Time left
Defense.
10. Oh, there's actually a time limit for this battle. I didn't notice that. You have to repel the enemy attack within a certain time frame. Yeah. That's cool. That keeps it interesting. So by 10, I'm guessing it means 10 turns. I doubt it's actually like 10 minutes, right?
Draw.
No, it is actually going down. Look.
Change.
So it's an actual timer. That means if the enemy AI takes forever to do stuff, like it eats away at your own time. They give you half an hour though.
Defense. Change person. Set. Action. Defense.
Time left 10, 9, 8, 7. So there's a shot clock. It's not just a timer for beating the mission. There's also a timer for just like. There also seems to be a timer for taking your turn, basically. Like you can't take too long.
Change dice. Set.
Well, battle's almost over. I can tell by the chapter link down there. It's like playing speed chess suddenly. Did he just take out Lura?
Draw.
Oh, now you're actually required to kill them both. What was with that other battle where like the battle ended when he only killed one of them? Either I missed something in the quest description or I don't fucking know. This game's weird. Her body's just sitting there. Somebody use a moon atomizer on her. Oh! I tried to time that.
Son of a bitch.
Wipe the floor with those assholes. Those greaseball bastards. Everything all right now? Oh shit, it's 2 back-to-back battles? Seriously? No fucking way. Now it's Kranz and Guy killed. Who says, Bzz, I won't spare you even if you are female and child. Mamoru says, well, I'm gonna mess up your face.
You bastard!
And Kranu says, Mamoru, don't overdo it, okay? Okay, so Kranz and Guy killed versus Mamoru and Kranu. I didn't know there was 2 fights back to back. What the fuck, dude? Morg attack 1 and 2, and they're right one after another. Again, does the game even tell you that, or is it just a surprise? That's crazy. Alright, then this is... If you combine them both, this is the longest battle on this whole... The whole bar down there. For this video. That's insane.
Change dice.
What is he called again? When he's separated? Idum.
Change dice.
The pan arms. So assuming Break and the rest of ARCs are telling the truth, they're pretty much saying that they're using the C.A.R.D technology themselves because they're trying to fight fire with fire, but as soon as they've destroyed it here, they'll destroy their own because they just don't want it to exist. Because it's based on some kind of germ, like a virus or bacteria, that could become potentially very contagious and deadly. I guess that's the big plot reveal. We're only hearing one side of the story, of course, though. We've got to play the other half to, you know, find out the rest. I like how that protection card has Crans defending Enolis. Maybe that's how they got in here. Enolis was the one feeding them inside information for like forever. She was the inside person. The mole guys. They're the dudes who replaced the evil sharks in the caves on Ultimate. Well, there goes Cranu. Get destroyed. Dude, just shot Mamoru in the face. Here we go. Wait for it. There we go.
Son of a bitch.
These battles definitely did get longer and a lot more complicated as the game went on. As any, you know, slowly linear growth sort of increasing difficulty, you know, that you would expect from any game. Fucking what's his name's deck is called and then Mamoru's was called Stinky Pigs and Crane's was called Full Might. A third battle? Seriously? 3 in a row? Dude, this is absolutely nuts. Does the game save your progress between battles, or do you really have to do all 3 of these back to back? This is insane. So we got Crans, again, obviously, versus Break, who says this is nothing personal. Nothing personal, kid. Oh, it's a 1v1! It's just Crans versus Break, let's go!
You bastard! Son of a bitch!
Let's go, I wanna see some blood!
Start, guys.
Alright, well, here we go again. A third fucking battle. Holy shit. I gotta get up a bit for this one. I was planning on ending the stream after this, but which I still am, but like, goddamn, I didn't expect to go 3 fucking battles in a row.
Bison.
Oh, look, it's my old nemesis, Sinozoa. Mr. Freeze Attack guy.
Defense.
Oh! I was trying to time that, damn it. I was like, wait, no! Here it comes.
Emotional damage.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, you didn't expect that one, did you? Thought I was gonna do the same sound effect. Fucking snake dying or something, no. I use the emotional damage button, which is like rare that I ever use that. That had to have been the last battle. The voice says the bomb is set. Field lock complete. Uh-oh, what's going on? Kran says, I'll put a stop to that. A voice says, you can't. It's too late. Stop! Kranz literally says... Oh, shit. Did he just blow up? This guy needs to stop with the skipping, but Sulfur says, Kranz! Enola says, no! You caused this, Enolis. Holy shit. They actually did it. A voice says, Kranz! I think he just fucking died. Welcome back. I mean, I was just in the other room over there. The laboratory has been extensively damaged. Thanks to you, however, we managed to drive away the Arcs. The chief is very depressed at the moment. He can cry me a river, I don't really care about that guy. Please, go try to cheer him up a bit. Fine. I'm more worried about Kranz, actually. The chief stays quiet and says, I'm finished. Okay? The C.A.R.D lab's been destroyed. The guys upstairs are livid. He pauses. Why is this happening? It's not my fault security was so light. Why is everyone making it out to be my fault? All he fucking cares about. Besides, why did you let them set off that explosion? You should have stopped them. We did our best. Okay? Oh, this is the worst. Do something. My power's being stripped away. You kind of deserve it, honestly. Fuck off. Says, well, at least I have a mission for you. A chance to recover my honor. I don't know why this is happening though, okay? None of this is my fault. Go talk to Karen, okay? Thanks. The quest Sighting 3 has been added. Karen stays quiet. She says Kranz is in serious condition. He's under intensive care right now. He probably won't make it. Aww. However, if we use the latest in medical technology, well, it'll take up a large amount of time and money. But it could be possible to recreate him using the cloning technique. Make a clone of him? Better than nothing, I suppose. The OG version of him's gonna die anyway, though. That's still pretty sad. She pauses for a second and says, as you probably know, he is the son of Blitz. The only man who knows where the Great Shadow is located. According to his reports, Blitz's message capsule only responded when Kranz and Kilria were together nearby. He intended them to find each other. The higher-ups in the government want to get him back in shape. But only if he can reveal the message inside the capsule. I don't know if that's really the best thing for everyone, but if we wait long enough, we might see Kranz healthy again. Pauses. Please keep this a secret from everybody else. I wanted to keep this to myself, but I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. It was too much of a burden, I know. Sometimes you have to talk to someone. Everything's about people in the end. Everything. Being social is hardwired into our DNA. It's a very rare anomaly, someone who can actually live as a complete hermit and stay psychologically sane. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening, honestly. Probably gotta be one case out there, right? Most of the time you ever hear about hermits, they're always like... there's always something off about them. But it could also be argued that whatever's off about them is what led them to isolating themselves or being isolated in the first place. So it's kind of like, you know. So we can only say with certainty, for the most part, we do need each other. So everything's about people. For better or for worse, as always. That's just how it is now. It's like I went off on the AI topic earlier in the nanotechnology thing. I was kind of like, I had to throw that in there because it's like, who knows what the future is going to be like, but for now, that is how it is. It's hardwired into us to need to talk to other people at some point. So the next mission is Sighting 3, Nebula, Montana. New place, I think. Yeah. It's from the government, obviously. It says, this time we received reports of suspicious figures in Nebula, Montana. They may be planting devices like last time. So we'd like you to head there quickly and obviously, you know, disarm them and do something about it, yeah. But even though we won all the fights against ARCs, in the end they kind of seized the day anyway, because they managed to blow up most of the lab. Yeah. And they seriously injured Kranz. I vaguely remember that scene. Since it was so dramatic, it actually stuck with me when I watched my brother and cousin play this 20 years ago. I remember... not the details, but I do remember Kranz diving in to try and stop the explosion like that and then getting himself blown up. I'm surprised he survived, honestly. I'm surprised it wasn't just an instant death. They're giving him a stay of execution instead, saying he's in critical condition and all that. Well, that's it. I guess we'll just stop it here. On a somber note. Potentially rest in peace, Kranz. Sag. Well, it is what it is. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. As I do, though, I'm gonna go back to... just so we have something in the background. While I choose somebody. I'll go back to the intro. The intro loop or whatever. But, as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support across Twitch and YouTube. Please stay safe out there, take care, and don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, good night. And thanks again for watching, y'all. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Have a great time. Alright, let's find somebody to raid.